Hello again, this is Eric from Stormtrooper Ranch. I'm doing some videos on some of my favorite helmets. People ask me what's my favorite helmet. I don't have one specific favorite, but I do have several that I really like, and for different reasons. One of my favorites is the AM line. Um, the guy that makes the AM line used to make the FX stuff, and he's a very good friend of mine. And he does some of the best pulls as far as super thick ABS, really clean, and he's a perfectionist when it comes to his pulls. If there's a little flaw in it, he gets rid of it. He doesn't let it go out. But I have every helmet he's ever come out with, starting with this one here, which is the original AM helmet. It's the stunt helmet, and the difference between it and the current ones is behind the ear. It has a flat piece that goes down on the back between the ear and the facepiece. There's no curve like there is in most helmets underneath the ear that has the shape of the ear. It's also a three-piece helmet, so the dome is separate from the back. But this is an original AM helmet. This is an AM 1.0, which I converted to a Hero. And the difference in this one and the AM was, if you look, you could actually see it kind of has the curve underneath the ear. Again, it's a three-piece helmet, cap, back, and then the dome, face. But this one had the round piece under the ears. He also did a 1.0 Shadow Trooper, and I'll tell you what, these are gorgeous. And I'm sorry about my reflection, but I was trying to see if I could get a better angle where you can't get all the reflections. But these are beautiful helmets, super thick and just absolutely gorgeous. He made those for a little while, and then he stopped making them. I don't know if it was due to demand or what, but I tell you what, people would kill to have them now. Then he went to the AM 2.0, which again is a larger helmet. It's still a three-piece helmet. The dome is a little bit taller on it. It also came out, he has the round piece underneath the ears, but this one had dimples for the beginner builder, so they could put the screws in the right spot and screw it all together. So they had drill dimples for it. So that was one of the differences between that and the 1.0. Again, this is the AM 2.0. Then he came out with the 3.0. Again, here's the Shadow Trooper one. Again, a beautiful helmet. The gold was not part of it. It was a custom paint job on my behalf, but beautiful helmets. And the difference between the 2.0 and the 3.0, I'll show you on this next one here. This is the 3.0 stunt, is it had a flatter dome. It's not quite as tall and rounded as the 2.0. So you can see there, it has that a little bit flatter dome. The face piece is pretty much the same, and it has the round piece under the ear, and again it's a three-piece. It has a cap, back, and the face, so it's all three pieces. And then after that he came out with the AM 4.0. The 4.0 is a majorly different change. It has a one-piece cap back instead of the two-piece. It has a little bit more rounded dome than the 3.0 had. Not a whole lot, but the main difference between the 4.0 and the 3.0 was it's now a one-piece cap back. Again, a beautiful helmet. These are made out of a super thick ABS plastic. I have a video that I pounded on the counter and drop it, and you just can't break these things. These are amazing helmets. The 4.0 did not have any drill dimples in it for the beginner to do the assembly. So he didn't like that, so he made another change. But before he did that, he did come out with a Hero helmet. And this is the 4.0 Hero. This was his prototype one. I actually got to keep it. So I built it, and then he allowed me to keep it. And again, it's a one-piece cap and back with the face. It has the 3 bump ears, as you can see there. And you can make it into a Han or a Luke, whichever you prefer. I did this one as a Luke. But again, I helped him a little bit with some advice on doing this one. So the Hero one means a little bit more to me than some of the rest of them. But the Hero is one of my favorite helmets. But then he came out with the 4.0, or 4.5, excuse me. And this again, this is his prototype one. And the difference between this and the 4.0 was he didn't like that the beginners were having trouble putting it together, so he put the drill dimples in the face, in the cap back, and in the ears, so you knew how to put, the beginner could put it together fairly easy. Again, I was lucky I got to keep the prototype, and which means a lot to me for my collection. He then came out with a 4.5 chrome helmet. I have a couple of these. This one is exactly the same as the stunt helmet. It's just done in a chromed plastic. Cost a little bit more for them to produce. Beautiful helmets. But I also have the prototype one. It stays in my house. It's not going to be in the museum. But I do have the prototype one. And at the beginning, he only made like 25 of these. I think he ended up making probably close to 40 or 50 by the time he was done. But originally, he only was going to do 25. Then he came out with the 4.5 gold, and he only made 9 of these, and this picture is just not doing it justice. This thing is gorgeous, and the lighting in here doesn't do it any justice by any means, because it's kind of in the dark, and LEDs act different to the gold and the chrome than, say, a standard light does. But anyways, it's one of my favorites. I was lucky to get one. This was one of 9 that he did, and I believe I got one of the first ones because he asked me to see if I liked it before he introduced them. He then came out with a 4.5 matte finished. The shop that was helping him out had some matte black, and they only made 2. I assembled both of them. One went to the shop, and one I got to keep. And the first one I did with the normal Shadow Trooper paint job with the chrome teeth and the chromed. I don't think I did the chromed. I did the chromed mic tips, but I did do the black on the tube stripes like this one has. But this one I just was having fun with, so I painted the teeth red, and I did the mic tips in red. I kind of did a reverse Magma Trooper, I guess. But I guess it wouldn't be 500 first provable, so he didn't make any more of these. But I have the suit of armor for it, which I have yet to build. But I'll tell you what, this is a really beautiful helmet, especially in person. It's the matte finish is something unbelievable. I had a bunch of extra parts left over from an AM and an ATA, so I went ahead and made a Frankenstein helmet. It's got a bunch of different AM parts, anywhere from AM 3.0 face to a 4.5 dome back, but I used ATA ears. And it was just fun, something extra to build, so I did it. And anyway, something I enjoyed doing. Anyways, that's the AM line. And like I said, I own every one that AM ever came out with. And I love every single one of them. It's one of my favorites because of the durability and how much painstaking time he did on his molds. I mean, his molds are unbelievable. They're aluminum. They're not made out of plaster of Paris or fiberglass. They're all made out of machined aluminum, and they will last forever. It's just something to see. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you in the next video. Have a good day.